The initial pain of self-improvement is realizing you have so many things you need to leave. One day you're pleased with playing video games, and now if you even play for 5 minutes, you can't handle it because now you've been exposed to the realization that there's a deeper meaning and a new lens you have to live in. When finding self-improvement, you realize your old way of decay is no longer adequate, and you must pursue this version of truth if you wish to be authentic. I remember when I first got on self-improvement. I was honestly living like this for a few years of just waking up straight onto the video games. Got tired of those, I'd go straight on my phone for hours. I'd barely eat. I was such a scrawny, skinny guy, constantly chasing dopamine. And when it got to bedtime, I'd watch those videos. You know which ones I'm talking about. And I was addicted to all these things. It ruined my life. And by having a great pain, I was eventually able to realize and think, what are some things I can change to improve my life? I naturally came onto this self-improvement without even knowing about the culture or the YouTube or the steps. I just said, I need to do the opposite of my bad habits and I will be happy. So when you do find self-improvement and the realization of you need to change a lifestyle, it starts from understanding that you need a belief, a plan. You have to have an iron conviction to say that my old life was one of decay and that this new one must be fulfilling truth. And in this version, truth is self-improvement, knowing that you can improve and the things that you're doing before are not good for you. And it's very easy to look back on these old habits with rose-tinted glasses. Like you had so much fun playing video games and your friends call you up like, hey, we're all on the game. You know how much fun that is. But when you're on there, a little thing creeps up in your mind. Shouldn't I work out? Shouldn't I spend my time better? Do I have some homework to do? And it starts to hurt because you're not living authentic to the new realization. So to start this new plan of self-improvement, we have to have a belief and a goal. Understanding what are some bad habits that we can acknowledge and find replacements for. To get into this, I would prefer if you get a pen and paper, honestly, to write down some habits that you believe are bad for you. I'm gonna go off of 3 things that when I first got on self-improvement were the biggest struggles, and I'm gonna talk about the things that I replaced them with that helped improve my life where I had such a good conscience, and I can gladly say that this moment was the happiest I ever felt in my life. The first thing that I removed from my life was video games and scrolling aimlessly through my phone. Video games are fun, and sure, maybe they might be a cognitive challenge that develops the mind, but we all know why we play video games. You hop on the video game and you escape life. In this game, you're a dragon slayer or some spec op super dope guy, or you're a millionaire. It's what you wish you were. But instead of facing the realities and the tribulations of actually becoming this cool main character, you play it through a video game and escape your life and trauma. The same thing with your phone. A moment of boredom, or realizing that your life's kind of boring, or things going on. It's just a form of escapism. And people will say, yeah, 1 hour a day doesn't hurt. It's still 1 hour wasted when there's other things to do. This is a whole thing of improving our lives. We've spent all of our time with entertainment and distractions. We need to cut out things, because when you truly cut out video games, you actually sit there for once and take into your life. You realize, oh, I'm actually kind of sad. Like the environment I'm living in isn't that awesome. Or like I might actually be kind of messed up in the brain because of this stuff. For once, you cut out the distractions and you can truly find your real reason for life, your purpose. So you need to cut out those dopamine-filled distractions of video games and scrolling aimlessly. For the second one, and this is something I struggled with really, really bad, is pornography. It's kind of just like the video games where instead of being content with the life that I had, I realized there was such a moment of enjoyment escaping, and fulfilling a desire through something that wasn't real. Not only does it destroy your mind functionally, it generally gives you such brain fog and destroys your mind. Sure, maybe the very rare occasion it's fine as a testosterone boost instantly, but it destroyed my life. It led me down paths and ruined the way that I would go throughout relationships in my early years. It's not something really anyone should be spending time with. I think that's self-explanatory. If you're lonely, this is an easy way to feel love and joy and fun. But you're just digging deeper and deeper. And soon when you get corrupted into it, you will be led down a path where you might just ruin your life. So not only to love people better and to free your mind, just stop it. Don't do that stuff. Realize how much it's messed you up and remove it. And for the third one, which kind of came naturally after doing the first two, is I had no routine. I lacked a routine in my life. I really was just wake up, how can I enjoy my day? How can I breeze through so I can spend 12 hours on the video game today? Without routine or any purpose or schedule, you are merely floating through the emotions of your screwed mentality. So you need a type of routine to get through your day. And that's what I lacked. I lacked no reason in life except pleasure and comfort. And that led me to my deepest moment ever in my life. So understanding those three things we have to remove, we need to get into the things that we can implement. For the points I stated prior, I found myself in such a pit of deep despair. But only going through that path of pain was I able to finally figure out how could I pull myself out of it and embrace this new life of self-improvement. Just like the following or prior, I have three things for you: daily physical activity, meditation, and journaling. And these three things I embraced for 5 months, and I can say for my soul that I was the happiest I ever was. Yes, it was difficult, but the first one I want to get into was the physical activity. Even 4 years later, I'm still working out, I'm still running, hiking, testing my capabilities. And why I believe working out or physical activity is so great for you, it's not only for your body, like improving how you look, increasing your sexual market value, it really improves up here. To go out one day and say, let's see what I'm made out of. Let me run until my feet hurt, and let me keep pushing until I have to lay on the ground and feel like I'm having a heart attack. Things like that make you a successful person, because knowing that you can go up against the grain and physically test your capabilities to see how far you can go. So every day after this point of my realization, I would do at-home workouts. Just simple push-ups, squats, pull-ups, calisthenics. And it improved my mental state. We have to understand that these habits that I'm telling you now are the antithesis to my bad habits. Because working out keeps your mind sharp and grounded. You know when you're in the gym or when you're doing your push-up, if you could do a little bit more. If you could get in that mentality where you're just pouring sweat and you're like, all right, more. I'm gonna do push-ups into pull-ups, into push-ups, into pull-ups, into sprints, into squats, into jumps, just testing your might. And it's the same mentality that I keep throughout the years, because working out has been a part of my mind or a part of my life, sharpening my mind and improving my body as I grow. I'm constantly testing myself to see what I can do. And that demeanor that you go throughout echoes throughout everything. So I tell you right now to go out and do a physical activity that will test you. It's a painful thing. It's one thing to sit down and train your mind doing math equations and kick flips up there, but to say, all right, I'm gonna do 100 push-ups, and I need to do 100 push-ups right now. I don't care how long it takes, how hard it is, I'm gonna do it. That does something to your mental state, and also gets you a little nice upper chest. Now, for the second habit I have, after embracing daily activity, I started to meditate every single morning. It was a habit that my younger self actually did before this point. I remember being 12 years old, just sitting in the bed meditating. It was actually a very fun thing. And I knew that's the clarity that I needed. When you spend days and years embracing the neurotic chaos of instant gratification, I can only explain it as a beast that cannot stop shaking. A beast that is so hungry. When you spend days addicted to your phone, to porn, to video games, you're consuming a beast that cannot be fulfilled. So to finally sit down on your bed and to say, all right, let's be still, physically and mentally hurts. Meditation is gonna be a hard thing. But you know, when you sit there and it's like your mind is full of fuzz, you can't even think, you're just trying to yearn for something, that gets rid of it. So I tell you right now, either in this moment or the next time you wake up and you're fasted and you're relaxed and you haven't had your hit of instant dopamine, you need to meditate. It is the key to self-reflection and understanding the feelings and desires and looking upon it in third person. The foundation of meditation is pulling back into the present moment. And I explain it kind of like a square. This is my version of a square. This square of mindfulness, starting to wander, catching yourself, wandering, and reconnecting to the mindfulness is a rep in the gym. Because meditation is you sit there and you be present. There's all different ways to meditate, through breathing and realizing, like pinpointing certain parts of your body. But the one that I would say for you is to sit down and just focus on your breath. And thoughts will come into your mind. That's natural. When you first start getting the meditation, you might not even be able to sit down for 10 seconds or 3 seconds realistically without being distracted. You'll have your inner monologue going off and you'll say, blah, 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 blah. Oh shit, I'm supposed to be meditating. That was a rep in the gym right there. That was a rep in your mind. And you start by just setting a 3-minute timer, 5-minute, 10-minute, and you level this skill up because you will go out throughout the day and literally be so clear and present of every action you do. You won't dip into the bad habits. You'll know what needs to be done, and you'll be clear and present and loving for everyone in your life. It's only a habit that's going to generally improve your life instead of just being on autopilot. And you can sit down and meditate and feel the desires, feel the emotion to take in instant gratifications or lust or anything like that, and you can battle it through meditation. So understand, from now on, you meditate every single morning. So now that we have the 2 first habits out of the way, physical activity, not only improving how you look, but it's the mental state of knowing your merits and how far you can take yourself. The consciousness of being able to meditate and be clear and present and not feel so neurotic to consume and be lazy. Those are the antithesis to honestly like the first 2 habits. It is, video games were a distraction. You wanted to build something. So physical activity, you can actually build a physique. You can have that main character look. And the porn destroys the brain. So then you meditate and you clear your mind, full and present and loving. And this last step that kind of goes into the lack of routine. Now that we actually have some things to do, we have a routine, but it is journaling. I have 2 points on journaling that I want to talk about. The first one is gratitude journaling. Being grateful of what you have in your life increases your mood because you force your mind to sit there and think, what am I happy about? Oh yeah, I'm happy my mom made me cookies last week. They were so fucking good. I'm happy that guy said I had a cool outfit at the gym. I'm happy that I got out of bed on time. And then you change your outlook onto life. That's just a short topic. But there's also another point that really can change your life and heal you, which I call why journaling. Why journaling is sitting down with a pen and paper, not your phone, not a computer, pen and paper. And you think, why? Why did I relapse today? Oh, it's because I had some free time. I ate some junk food that kind of made my mind numb and I was just lonely, blah, blah, blah. Why am I always so angry? Pent up trauma. You will find out deep secrets about you when you finally sit down and you just pick apart your brain that you haven't been giving time. So you can heal your trauma, but you can also find out who you are. When I found out that I wanted to be a YouTuber, it took weeks. I spent my time locked in my room staring at my wall with a pen and paper, just picking away, thinking, what am I doing with my life? What do I want to do? And I was able to find a purpose by picking apart my mind. And now 4 years later, I have a great physique. I have more money than I ever had. I'm happy and I'm content. Just off of these level 1 self-improvement steps, the meditating, physical activity, and journaling. I'm Maxwell. I help teach young men self-improvement. And you truly got this. Just replace your bad habits with these simple new ones, and it's going to improve about 80% of your life. Again, I was at the happiest point I ever was. So I appreciate if you like and subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video.